Today you join me at Stevenage Bait and Tackle. Now it's kind of in the name, this one. Stevenage Bait and Tackle, I've got you covered when it comes to bait and tackle, and we're going to go over that in a second. But before we start the video, guys, give us a thumbs up, make sure you comment down below, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos going forward, and hopefully myself and Brad can bring you an absolute banger. Well, I've walked into Stevenage Bait and Tackle, and this gentleman has got his hands on the freshest bait in the game. Mate, I want to shake your hand. I really appreciate you supporting me and my family. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. Now, as I look behind me, it puts a smile on my face. Very family and orientated, loads of friends. It's just like a friendly vibe in here. Now, there's loads of pictures, I'm sure, of customers and some big names up there as well. Now, I don't know about you, but I love going into a tackle shop and taking in the pictures of what people have been catching in the local area. Right, I've got to say, first impressions, small, but everything's in here you could possibly imagine. Now, just to top it off, that ugly mug on the TV over there. Funny looking fella. Immediately as you walk in here at Stevenage Bait and Tackle, you have got this very sexy stand in front of you, which is our Parker Bait stand, our family brand, and there it is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch on a few of our key products. I couldn't possibly go over everything, so I don't want to bore you. But I'm going to touch on a few. Should probably kick it off with one of my personal favourite hook baits. Now again, here they've got you covered because they've got the magic beans, but not only they've got the magic beans in both of our flavours, both of our sizes, they've also got the naturals as well. So on the screen, the naturals, we've got 3 different colours. You've got a black, a sand, and obviously a brown as well. You can come in and you can get these in 12s and also 15s. I feel for maybe them warier carp that don't want to be going for an obvious high vis, you've got something a little bit more natural, hence why we've called them our natural magic beans. So moving on from that, we've got our pure liquid foods. We're very lucky here at Stevenage Bait and Tackle. They have got you covered in regards, they've got both of our ranges. They've got the OG fish and the OG fruit and nut. Now this is a pure liquid food. There's no bulkers, there is no BS in them, no monopropylenes, no glycerines. This is a pure liquid food. So it does basically what it says on the bottle. And also, if you're a keen zig angler, this is a perfect way of making that cloud if you're fishing in depths of water, whatever them depths are, as immediately when you put it into the water, it causes that cloud. So, next up from that is our famous flat spot. Now, the best way of putting this across is it's hemp oil on steroids. That is the only way of putting it across. So we offer a monster crab and also our fruity. Now, the monster crab is definitely not wife friendly. It absolutely stinks. Our fruity is a little bit more wife friendly, if I'm honest with you. Smells lovely. You've got like 2 esters coming through and something a little bit different and perfect from going into them winter months. I know a lot of people say over the winter months you shouldn't be using oils, it's hard for carp to digest. Well, about 3 years ago now, I started applying the flat spot, particularly the fruity flat spot, to my naturals. So that'd be my maggots. And what that does is it makes them sticky. So then when you then apply a product like our magic dust, which is on the end here, what it does is it sticks to it. So you're basically making your naturals, your maggots, your worms on steroids. 25 different food particles in this one. In our OG fish, there's 27 different food particles, all weighed in-house at Parker Baits as a family. So we offer our OG fish and our OG fruit and nuts in 14s and also 18 mil as well. This is a double dusted bait and something devastating in its own right. So if you want to support a family run business, when you come in, if you're coming in and what kilo or boilie to buy, give the OG fish or the OG fruit and nut a go. So you've got your full selection of our pellet. So OG fish, which consists of a 4, 6 and an 8, and it's squid and octopus infused, which is the gentleman that took full advantage of that a second ago. He said it's perfect for his barbel angling, which is a big tick for me, because you've got to remember here at Parker Baits, we're not just for carp anglers. We hit all different types of market, particularly river fishermen as well. So something I haven't really touched on before on the channel, but something that's quite an edge, if I'm honest with you, and something that my granddad taught me at a young age. Scalding your pellets, you can almost make like a nice pellety fish millie smell into like a paste, and you can apply this around your lead. You can obviously make balls out, whatever it may be, you can do that with our pellet. Now moving on from our pellets, or moving on to the next pellet, should I say, is our mini mix pellet. So the mini mix pellet is 5 different pellets, 5 different oil content, and which is obviously going to give you 5 different breakdowns on the bottom. So why is this good? Well, it's perfect for the PVA bag scenario because you've got everything you need alongside a little magic bean on top of that bag. You really have got a match made in heaven. Then obviously finishing it off with the fruit and nut, which again consists of a 4, 6 and 8, and it's chocolate orange, peanut infused. There's also a little hint of coconut in there as well, so it's a very nice smelling pellet. Again, comes in a 4, 6 and 8, and also it's a lower oil pellet. So you'll see a very obvious colour change in between our fish and our fruit and nut. The fish is obviously a higher oil pellet, and the fruit and nut is obviously a lower oil pellet. But last but not least, here at the Parker Bait stand, they've got our full range of particle. So whether that be pure maize, buckwheat hemp in maize, our sexy spod mix, our chili hemp, or our mutts nuts. Again, I know I say it a lot, but devastating in their own right to a degree. And we sort of hit every angler for their own needs. I mean, some people, I've got a lot of mates that go, no, I just fish maize. I personally love my chili hemp, and that's something I use a lot. So there it is. When you're in, if you're umming and ahhing, you're thinking, oh, I don't know what to do. What particle do I buy? Give us a chance, support a family-run business, and get yourself some shelf life particle. I'll touch on these right now. So you've got sticky, just up from that you've got mainline. Massive shout out to both of them, and again, their baits on offer here. It'd be rude not to touch on their naturals. Now they offer, obviously, maggot on site here, fresh maggot on site, casters in front of me, and also worm. Now, I spoke to the owners and they strongly advise that if you do have a big order, maybe a couple of gallon of maggot, you order this on a Tuesday, that will be delivered then on a Thursday. You can come in, collect it and get the freshest maggot, worm, casters in your game. So backing on to the Parker Bait stand, you've got dynamite section. Now again, another reason why I bring this up, because this will evolve going into the winter. There's going to be new products. So if you are local, you do come into this shop a lot, keep an eye out, keep popping in and seeing what's been added and taken away. I'm sure that's going to be changing. Now there's a lot of ground bait now. Above this, you've got some small little bait runners there, all the way to some big pits. So again, they got you covered when it comes to reels as well. So here it is, the Think and Anglers section. That's something I use in my own angling, particularly these bad boys, which is the zig barrels. Very, very, very good. I don't know about you, but from on the bank, typically I'll use the Gardener zig foam. With these, they're already cut for you. It makes it simple, easy. You can fish and tie a straight up zig rig straight away and make your life easy as well. But they offer these in a selection of different colours, and they're on offer here. Tracker, as a brand, have dropped their new terminal tackle range, which is very interesting. But yeah, they've got the full shebang here, as you can see. Corda, around 7 metres here, loads of it, and pretty much everything. Now let me just touch on a few working my way back, because you've got the hooks, you've got all their shrink tube, you've got all the back ledge, you've got all the pre-made, you've also got all the leg core systems in here as well, and also the safe zone leaders in front of me right here, alongside various other things when it comes to Corda. Wow, this is a big one for me, because as you know, I'm sure people watching this know we've got a new Parker Baits bucket, but Corda have got their buckets here. Sexy, I must say, in camo. And just over to my left here is their full PVA bag range as well. Even down to the PVA, what do you want to say, syringe? Now, something I use in my own angling, inject in the bag. Now, it's quite convenient with the flat spot, you can use the nib, but if you haven't got one of them and you're trying to get a liquid food in a bag, that is the perfect scenario. Take the lid off, put it in, suck it up in the syringe, and then inject your bag with it. I want to address the elephant in the room. Got a very nice welcome sign up there. It's beautiful, that is. But no, just down from that is the Guru section. Now, I normally say this a lot on the stockist videos. Everything's a little bit more refined. I feel a little bit uncomfortable when I look at them, because some of them hooks are the size of my fingernail, like just a bit of a nail, very, very small. So you've got hooks, your feeders, your bait stops, and even pre-made links as well for your match scenario. And like I said, they've literally got you covered in all sectors. So next up, one more cast, definitely making a name for themselves in the fishing industry, in a good way, I think, and fair play to them. They've got the full shebang in here as well. Now, something I've been using a lot recently, and again, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably one of the best bait beads I've used, or hook beads I've used ever, if I'm honest with you. They stay on. I mean, I fish a Ronnie, and again, there's a video on the channel. What I'll do is I'll put that in the description down below, so it'll take you straight over. But I put these over, and when you're cranking a rod at say 30, 40 wraps, what you'll find is the bead doesn't pull back. It stays firm where you put it on initially, which is a big thing for me, because the last thing you want is to be on the bank, crank a rod and think the rod's been out 12 hours and it ain't even been fishing. Well, the hook beads completely eliminate that. So moving along, you know, just look up the top here. This is a bit of me, this, like flavourings, dyes, some old schools on there as well. I mean, it's not quite the same, but I remember when I first started making bait all them years ago, probably about 20 years ago, with my granddad going into Sainsbury's and buying like little strawberries and little almonds and stuff, and then just experimenting with flowers at home. That's where the true love come from. Now seeing that sort of really does put a smile on my face. But it don't stop there. They've got more goods across the top, head torches, and then well, pure liquid food range I can see here in front of me, some dust as well, and also some tin particle from dynamite. They have got a predator section here on site. Now it's important to let you guys know that this is going to be expanding going into these winter months. Now they've got some drop shots there, some really, really, really small little nosser, little baby nosser lures. Look at them, cute that. And then moving on from that, we've got gas, you can't go in a tackle shop without topping up on your gas. You've got some pegs, a little bit more luggage there, and oh, nice pod on top as well. Garden have got you covered. There's a lot of barbel stuff in the terminal tackle as well. A small section, but I've been informed that this is going to expand over the coming months, which is quite exciting. Now moving on from that is my favourite zig foam. Now I mentioned over there, I don't want to contradict myself. I said about the Thinking Anglers one, they're already done. Now I am a man that likes fishing a straight up zig. Now my favourite is obviously the black. The Aligner foam's a little bit smaller. With the Gardner foam, it's definitely thicker and always has been, and that's why it's always been my go-to. What do I do differently, and something that you can use from this video? I come in, I buy a pack of each, and I put them all in a tub. Then what I do is I add a flavouring that to an oil. But before I add them flavourings and oil, I sit there in the evening in front of the missus while she's watching her Love Island, and I'll sit there and I'll prick. I'll sit there for hours pricking with a needle the foam, and what that does is it puts a load of indentations in it, but also liquids and liquid foods, oils will pull into that. And if you leave them in there and let them fester over months and months and months, again, you've got basically zig foam on steroids. That's the only way of putting it across. So again, if you haven't used this before, if you are popping in, if it's me and you're unsure, just buy a pack of them blacks and give it a go and tie yourself a straight up zig. Absolute game changer. I know game changer is game changer, but they truly are. NGT. Now here, this is one of the busiest sections in the shop apparently, and fair play to them because they offer some great products. Now you've got even straight down to your mallet, you've got PVA string, crimping tools, literally everything. Scissors there, floats, nice rig wallet there as well. They've literally got everything when it comes to NGT. Again, there's pretty much every possible brand of fishing tackle you can imagine here. We've got fishing, which is another one I've not seen before. They've got literally everything there, including some zig foams and some plastics, which is quite interesting. You know what, you don't even have to go to Sainsbury's anymore. You can come to your tackle shop and get your toothbrush and all. How good's that? Moving over to my left-hand side, you've got the famous Goose. They're on offer here. Leads coming out of leads, including some inlines there as well. Got a couple of caps up there, unfortunately not a Parker Baits one, but you can get them now at the Parker Baits store. Moving up from that, you've got the Ruber Heatons. Now that one to the left is a bit of me. Not seen that one before, but obviously a limited run for sure. They've got Ruber Heatons on sale here as well. So when it comes to luggage, also Corda have got you covered. They've got their compact range, their luggage systems, right and left. There's just more of it. Everywhere I look, there's more of it. And to be honest with you, the compact stuff is something I've recently started using. I actually use one of these from a new Sony camera, and I use that as a camera case because it's got that sort of firmness to it as well, but it's also waterproof. So definitely a food for thought. If you're an angler, maybe you're a YouTuber watching this, you think, yeah, I want to treat myself to a new camera case. In my eyes, that would be my go-to. But when it comes to solar, I'm sure there's going to be a few people in the comments here, but this is arguably, I think, some of the naughtiest looking stuff. You know, when you've got your little setup, you've got all your stainless there, you've got your nice close-up buzz bars, you've got your naughty little bobbins there. Everything just looks right with solar stuff. And I have got some solar bits I use on a weekly basis, to be honest, but something in the long run, I would really, truly love to get the full. I mean, the worldwide pod has always been a dream for me, but obviously that's a discontinued product. You can only get them sort of second hand now. But yeah, really well made, quality bit of kit for sure. But it don't finish there, does it, with Solar? Solar always take it one step further, and look at this. They've got their full luggage system as well. It's a camo I've never seen before, if I'm brutally honest with you, but again, they've got their luggage, rod holders, and much more. So anybody who watches the channel know I'm a bit of a foodie, love my foodie bits in the channel. Now, above me is cooking equipment. So you've got some NGT frying pans there, the convenient ones, very similar to the Ridge Monkey ones, all different shapes and sizes. And behind me, Tracker have also got some cooking equipment as well. So you don't need to worry about that. They've got you covered in that respect. Right, so just before we go over and we have a good chat with James, I'm just going to touch on this last little bit. Been hiding away from us over here, and there's a few different bits from Corda. You've got the tapered main line there in 15, and you've got the one that goes from 12 to 30, and obviously their touchdown as well. Loads and loads and loads. I think you could be in here for hours if I'm honest, and still keep picking up bits. So we'll leave it at that. We're going to head over to the counter now. We're going to have a chat with James, have a brew, get a little bit of a in-depth talk about the shop. So you join me with James. Now, one of the members of staff that's on hand here on a daily basis at Stevenage Bait and Tackle. So I think it'd be quite, first of all, mate, I'll shake your hand.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah,
well done for coming, thank you very much.
Thank you. You know, he's given us an opportunity as a family to obviously showcase our products, and they're doing rather well in it, but we'll touch on that in a second. But I just wanted to put it on to you, James, really, and just touch on what is the shop all about? Because it's a beautiful place you got here, it truly is.
Yeah,
it's got
thank
everything.
you very much, that's very kind of you. I mean, primarily it's a tackle shop. We're here to serve the needs of our customers.
Yeah.
So as you can see, you've been around the shop, we've got major brands in place.
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, you have to maximise on what you can have in a shop of this size to get the best out of your sort of day-to-day output, for want of a better phrase. But more than that, we try to foster a very sort of family-orientated spirit, a community spirit. I think a tackle shop is more than just a tackle shop.
I agree, we spoke about this earlier.
Yeah, I mean, we like to think that when each customer comes through that door, they are the focus of our attention for their time in the shop, and we speak with them to make sure they get the very best out of their experience here.
For sure.
I mean, there are, not just in fishing, but in other businesses all the time, you'll go into a shop for whatever it is, and you don't feel maybe that you've had the very best experience in that shop.
Totally agree.
We try to be completely different here. Every customer will be offered a cup of tea or a biscuit.
I have noticed, and we did get offered, and biscuits.
And we try and make the very best experience for each customer when they come through the door.
No, I totally agree. You sealed the deal for me there, James, and that's exactly how I felt when I walked in. It was a good family, sort of friendly vibe. Initially as I walked in, and the biscuits were bloody good as well. Now, I'm going to move on to the Parker Bait section, and I'm going to put myself in it here because you might say the opposite, but what's your honest opinion on Parker Baits and how it's doing in store?
It's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it came to our attention, as you well know, sort of mid last year, when we first stocked it into the shop.
Yeah.
Customers had been asking for it. Such is the output of Parker Baits on social media and YouTube, as is on the telly now.
Yeah.
Customers were haranguing us to have Parker Baits, and Steve and I sat up and thought, wow, we need to investigate this Parker Baits.
Yeah.
So we've put it in, as you've already alluded to today, we've put in the OG fish and the OG fruit and nut, and it's been sensational. It's been outstripping other bait suppliers in this shop. It's phenomenal. My personal point of view, I like the OG fish. I've always liked a fish meal bait.
Yeah.
And I've got one or two favourite products, namely the mini magic beans in natural.
There you go.
And the
in store here as well.
Monster crab flat spot.
Yeah.
Brilliant products. But no, it's been absolutely sensational, and we're over the moon.
No, thank you very much. Call that puts a smile on my face. I got a little bit worried there. So I think that's a wrap really, and sort of brings it to an end. Hopefully you've enjoyed that, and obviously I've thoroughly enjoyed having a good chat with James. It's quite interesting to see the eyes of a member of staff, the owners, what it's like in a tackle shop, and we've definitely seen that here today. So hopefully you've liked this video, guys. If you have, give us a thumbs up, make sure you comment down below, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos going forward, and I'll see you all very soon. Peace out. So will you be joining us at the Winter Carp Show? It's going to be bigger and better than ever before. So obviously Parker Baits will be attending and bringing the freshest bait in the game. Obviously we're going to be bringing some limited edition products and a normal range as well. So whether that be boilies, magic dust, flat spot, you name it, we're going to be bringing it to the Winter Carp Show. But not just Parker Baits at the Winter Carp Show, there is going to be various other brands. Some of the biggest brands in the game will be attending this particular show. So you're probably all wondering, what are the dates? So it's the 30th of November and obviously the 1st of December as well. So tickets are available now, and what we'll do is to make your life even easier, they're in the description, there's a link in the bottom of this video. So head over, grab your tickets, and when you turn up at the Winter Carp Show, make sure you beeline over to the Parker Baits stand and get your hands on the freshest bait in the game. Come see the Parker Baits, baby! Woo!